Hey there, Retro Games fans. This is Andy C from Piece of 8-Bit. Welcome to this week's The Bit Between. And this week I'm going to be going back to 2002 to a game that absolutely blasted the PlayStation 2 wide open with loads of charm, style, and of course totally ridiculous weapons. You can probably already tell what it is by looking at the screen. I am of course talking about the original Ratchet Clank. Developed by Insomniac Games, this was the same studio that brought you Spyro the Dragon, Sunset Overdrive, and of course more recently Spider-Man. And this was really their first step into that 3D action platforming with a real serious tech upgrade, and it absolutely shows. Launched on the PS2 at a time when mascot platformers were absolutely everywhere. You know, we had Jak and Daxter, we had Sly Cooper just on here around the same time alone. And what really made this one stand out was just its personality. So you've got Ratchet, who's a Lombax. He's a mechanic dreaming of being a big hero. And then he teams up with Clank, who's this tiny little robot with the brain the size of a small moon. And they take on Chairman Drek, who's literally destroying planets to build themselves a new world. Classic supervillain energy. And it mixes kind of smooth platforming with third-person shooting. And Insomniac went wild with the weapons, as you know. We'll see the bomb glove in the first bit of playthrough that I'll do in a minute. You've got the Devastator, the suck cannon. And later games only got crazier. I'm thinking the disco ball was probably one of my favourites. The worlds were bright, they were colourful, animated, almost kind of Pixar-like, DreamWorks-like really. And the sense of humour in the game just landed really, really well. Reviews-wise, amazing scores. IGN gave it 9, GameSpot 8.7. And obviously it was the visuals, the characters, and especially the weapon variety, which people really loved. Went on to sell over 1.5 million copies and cements itself as one of the PS2's most iconic action platformers. Let's dive into this first bit of the game to start with then. Very, very, very simple controls. As you will see, square to swing our little tool thing there. I'm going to collect these little nuts and bolts, and ultimately that is essentially money. It's quite satisfying as well, collecting bits and pieces there. This first bit's nice and straightforward, providing I remember where I'm going. Is it over this way? Yes, I think it is. Alright. I played this game a lot back in the day. I haven't played it for a little while. I played the reboot, which came out in 2016, and we'll talk a little bit about some of the sequels in a minute. Yeah, it's so intuitive to play. You can just literally pick this game up and just play it straight away. There's just no difficulty at all. We start with that bomb glove that I spoke about earlier, which we'll see in a minute. I'm not going to use it just yet. I don't think we've got any bombs yet anyway. This just eases you into it as we go and find Clank, who's crash landed. Let's skip up here. Have another cutscene in a minute, so I'll be able to talk a little bit more about the game when we get to that. Oh, hello. Nearly messed that up. Right, lots of the crates here. That's going to be a little health pickup there. So I haven't played this original version of the game, I don't think, since it was originally out, but definitely played through it. I'm pretty sure I completed it back in the day. Oh, I don't remember, to be honest, it's been so long. Let's just go over here, some more things to collect. I love the collection element in this. There's loads of things to collect, lots of exploration to be doing. The game itself is kind of a little bit on rails, but it has a bit of a free roaming element on each of the planets as well, so it does feel quite open. And there is lots of exploration to do and collection as well, which is quite cool as well. We can choose which planets we go to, which we'll see later on. Let's just head down here. Graphics wise, I still think it looks pretty good, to be honest. And I think this style of game does age better. It's sort of cartoony style. If you watch my bit between with Sly Cooper, which has got those fabulous cell shading graphics, cel-shaded graphics, I think that just dates really well. That looks fantastic. But then, having said that, so does this. I mean, I think this looks pretty good too. Maybe not quite as sharp as Sly Cooper, but I still think it looks really good. It's certainly very playable. Very, very playable coming back and playing this again. For those of you who watch my channel, you'll know that I play this on an emulator. I'm just going to use my bomb glove here. Did that work? No, it didn't work. There we go, that's better. press circle. Oh, I messed that up, didn't I? Sort of got a bit of an auto aim, so it is quite accessible for anyone of any age really to play. Although I have screwed up already, let's just get rid of that. We've still got one going here, haven't we? We'll just use this to do this guy. He's facing in the other direction. There we go. The enemies, obviously, as you would imagine, as you get through the game, obviously get more and more complicated. End of level bosses, pretty standard structure for this sort of game. You know, there's some big boss battles to play as well. Right, let's meet Clank now for the first time. So let's carry on talking a little bit about some of the impact of this game whilst this is carrying on. Impact massive, right? So we had, I think, 17 games carry the Ratchet and Clank name. 9 full games, including Rift Apart on the PlayStation 5, which is a fantastic game. I absolutely love that. Really enjoyed playing that one. There was a reboot in 2016, which I sort of briefly talked about earlier. And then we've also got a Ranger Rumble, which is it looks like the next upcoming installment. That's TBC on when that's going to come out as well. So yeah, a lot of titles, 17 titles in total, and it is still going strong today, some 23 years later. And of course, this is one of Sony's kind of most standout mascots, really. And of course, it is a Sony game, which is also quite handy, really. Yeah, this is where it all began, and it is definitely still known as one of PlayStation's best duos. And yeah, it absolutely kicked off that amazingly long-running franchise. So let's carry on playing. What I'm going to do now is there are a lot of cutscenes in these early stages of the game, so I'm now just going to kind of solidly get in and play for about 10 minutes. Yeah, I'll probably skip through these, but obviously if you want to have a look at these cutscenes yourself, go and find the game. You can find the reboot as well, like I mentioned. I'm pretty sure I played the reboot. It feels very familiar coming back to this, and I don't think it's been all that long since I played it. So you can go and dig out the reboot, and to be honest with you, I wouldn't be that surprised, and I haven't looked, but I wouldn't be that surprised if you can find it on PSN if you've got a PSN subscription as well. So let's skip through. Oh, that was good timing, wasn't it? I was going to say let's skip through Drek wittering on, and I think we've done that anyway. So I can probably just skip through this next bit now, and let's get to the next stage. Yeah, we're going to get quite a few little cutscenes now, so now we're just going to skip through all of those.
Whoa, this is great!
And we should get into gameplay in a moment. So yes, wrecked our first ship. So we're going to play through this one a little bit, and we'll talk through a little bit more of the gameplay, playing for another 10 minutes or so, and yeah, then we'll wrap up, I guess. Okay, I can't skip through this bit, but it isn't very long, this one. Here we go. Okay. And the cool thing about this is, obviously, you know, you both got sort of different abilities. Clank is good at the puzzle solving, that kind of thing. So, you know, Ratchet is who you're going to be using for most of the time. Oh, that didn't work very well at all, did it? Yeah, this guy. I can actually also, chuck my. There we go. Chuck a little spanner thing there. I can't remember what it's called. Wrench, I think it is, isn't it? So there we go. Oh, hello. Quiet for a second there while I was just getting attacked. That guy. Oh, that wasn't a good idea, was it? Yeah, we can jump in the air, press square, and obviously that will also make us do that sort of jump attack thing there as well, which is quite handy. Right, done a very good job of this at all. Okay, straight to the water. As I say, these early stages are pretty straightforward in terms of getting the hang of it. Very, very accessible, like I mentioned. You could just kind of pick it up and have a good go. It's great fun. I do love how this plays, and I said the same about Sly Cooper as well, and you know, and I mean it. I think, you know, it's not just that I think this game and Jak and Daxter is, you know, very similar as well in terms of the way that it's been built and the way that it plays. Let's just sort these guys out here. Oh, there's 3 of them actually. Did I get them? No, I didn't. I can do that. Okay. But yeah, they just were really great. And these sort of 3D platforms on the PlayStation 2 at this time were just absolutely fantastic. Yeah, we were kind of sport for choice, really. You know, there was just so much to play, and there were so many sequels as well. You know, and a lot of them on the PS2. You know, we had quite a few of these platformers all appearing on the PS2 for at least a couple of versions. Okay. Oh, I didn't do that very well, did I? Yep. This is the bomb glove, as I mentioned before, which is just one of the less ridiculous weapons. Oh, what happened there? No, 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 no. Thank you very much. Right. I thought I'd better talk more as I was playing this, but I am concentrating. And you just kind of get sucked into it. Oh, that didn't work. What happened there? Nope. Hey. Oh, that didn't work either. Oh, I'll just do that. Stop mucking about now. Stop trying to be clever with the bomb glove. Just swing the wrench. Does the job. Right. So let's go from here. Oh, there's a couple more bombs. And let's get this health pick up here. We need that because I have been talking and it's meant that I've lost more health than I should have done. Yeah, lots of places to go and find things. There are some sort of golden screws as well, I think, which you can get in each level. I think there's a few in each one that you can pick up. Those as well. And yeah, obviously you've got your little nuts and bolts for your currency there as well. Right then, let's dive into the next cutscene then. I don't think I can cut through this one either, but let's just get these guys first. Try not to die in the process. Like that. Definitely let me know your memories of this game, whether you've played it yourself or whether you've played any of the newer ones. Like I said, I mentioned Rift Apart earlier, which is the most recent one. A great showcase for the PlayStation 5. There's not been a lot of titles on the PS5, a lot of exclusive ones, but this was, or Rift Apart was anyway, and it is a really, really good game, and it looks stunning. And obviously that was quite early in the PS1 life cycle as well. It's 2021, I think. Obviously, very much looking forward to the next one. I can't imagine that Insomniac wouldn't do another game, but yeah, well, it appears to be one on the board for them to do. So, yes, one of the more amusing characters.
And knowing your equipment isn't functioning properly. That's why I come to Al's Robo Shack for
It's
all
this sort of
electronic
humour that
needs.
I absolutely love.
Al has been the exclusive
It's
repair
very
shop for
silly.
my super electro gadgets since I was knee-high to a sand mouse. If Al can't fix it, it's not broke. Right, Al? You said it, pal. So if you're fighting crime, or just fighting grime.
Yeah, some of the sequels, I mentioned that how many there were. Some even the titles of the sequels themselves were pretty amusing. So obviously we had Ratchet and Clank Going Commando in 2003, Up Your Arsenal in 2004. Some great British humour in there, I think. Then we had Deadlocked in 2005. And so it continued. And as I said, lots of other games as well that had the Ratchet and Clank title. So not just the sort of 9 main games. 9! That just goes to show how popular this game is. And how popular it remains as well, of course. Right, so now we've got to head back to the ship that he's just given us. So we've just been given a ship. And I'm going to go to another planet. So when we do that, I am totally going to be wrapping up. I will obviously carry on playing it in the background, but I will then talk to you about what I think about this game, as if you haven't figured it out already. The thing is as well, you know, I mean, you're probably thinking to yourself, every time I watch this bit between, if of course you are somebody who regularly watches my bit between videos, you might be thinking to yourself, well, Andy always says these things are really great, and I suppose it's because when I pick the games for the bit between, I am picking games that I've really wanted to play before, or games that I know that I liked before. So generally speaking, you know, they're not really kind of reviews in the truest sense, because I know they're quite good from the get-go, and it is more a case of just exploring whether they are still any good in the modern era, of course. And you know, this game is definitely one that fits into that. So we're just going to go off to the next planet. So I am probably just going to wrap up now whilst this this carries on in the background, and yeah, we'll talk about what I thought about this, and I'll also talk to you a little bit about what's coming up in the channel very, very soon. I'll see you there. So there you go, that is Ratchet Clank from 2002 by Insomniac Games, and my little playthrough obviously didn't get too far into the game, but hopefully it gave you a bit of a flavour for the game. I still think it looks really, really good. Just considering its age, I think it just looks absolutely fantastic. These sort of 3D cartoon style 3D platforms just age really, really well, and it plays fantastic. It's so smooth, and you knew I was going to like it from based on what I was just saying at the end of the last section there about the games that I'm picking. You know, I am picking games that I know were popular and well loved, and just seeing if they still hold up today. And I think with the PlayStation 2 generation in particular, there was such a big generational leap that I think these games have aged quite well. I think, you know, you can tell they're older games, but they play so well, and you know, it's very easy to get straight back into them. They're just so much fun, and I love all the characters in here. So we're just about to meet a little sort of Captain Quark, little spring-loaded mascot character thingy, whatever here. His character's very, very funny, but I love, obviously, Ratchet and Clank. A lot of the characters you meet along the way are funny. The humour in this is yeah, it's amusing for all ages, really, and that's the other thing about this game. It does have appeal for all ages. I can enjoy this game as an adult. My son's played Rift Apart several times, actually. He's played through it a few times when he was a bit younger. So, you know, they're very accessible games. They are suitably challenging in places, but they are also incredibly rewarding with all of that sort of pick-up and collection and exploration that these games bring. So, yeah, all in all, great graphics. I think they still hold up even today, and obviously the later version's absolutely amazing as well. Great characters. Fantastic humour, good soundtrack, good story, really does tick all the boxes, and it's no surprise that it got such good reviews when it came out, and it is just so playable still even today. So definitely go check out Ratchet and Clank again, whether you go and check out this original one or whether you go and dig out some of the newer ones. Always worth a revisit, and a lot of the platformers from the PlayStation 2 era are just fantastic. Sly Cooper, you know, if you saw my bit between last week, was really good. Jack and Daxter as well, another great duo, and really good fun to play as well. So yeah, that is it for this week. Obviously this is part of my month with series, living with the PlayStation 2, and yeah, it's very difficult to pick games, and I'm going to have missed hundreds of games that I played on the PS2 back in the day that are just so good, and it is very difficult to pick some good ones to play. I wanted to do GTA, but you know, it wasn't a platform exclusive. Plus, yeah, I just haven't got time. Maybe I'll have I am planning to have another look at GTA in the future, but anyway. So coming up on the channel, this is the last bit between from the PlayStation 2. So next week will be another console, and that will be the sort of reveal of what my console for next month will be. And it's another console that's celebrating an anniversary. That might give you a bit of a clue. Obviously, we'll be in the run up to Christmas as well. Still contemplating whether to do my big build or not. You know, let me know your thoughts on that, and obviously let me know your thoughts on anything, on what console you think might be coming up next month, but also on this game or anything on the PlayStation 2. Just let me know all of your thoughts. Next video will be talking about mascots, actually. Off the back of playing this and Sly Cooper, I was wondering really what would be the de facto mascot for the PlayStation 2. So that's what we're going to be having a look at on Friday. And then, yeah, I haven't decided what's going to be in the Monday Minute yet, but yeah, we will see. But that is probably all for today. Hope you really enjoyed that video and that bit of a look back at this fabulous game that spawned an amazing franchise. Just leaves me to say, thanks all for watching. If you enjoy these videos, please do hit that like and subscribe button. I really do appreciate your support. Thank you so much for those of you who have already done it. Other than that, just please do all take care of yourselves. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.